right, Shalom. This is Brother Mayim coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth in its truth and sincerity. And I just want to do a quick video, just going into this HR House Bill 8250, which was introduced to the House of Representatives on April 13th. It's like April 13th of this year. And the HR 8250 bill is also known as, as the Parents Decide Act. And what this bill is about, it says to require operating system providers to verify the age of any user of an operating system and for other purposes. All right, so this is it's sort of short right now because they haven't fully gone into it. Like I said, it was just a couple days ago that this was introduced, and so I'll just read a little bit about this and kind of go into how this is relevant to the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, because this is exactly what this is leading towards, and what these different nations have begun to do. Is create certain bills, create certain policies, to eventually get to the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. All right, so first and foremost, I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth in its truth and sincerity. And one thing that we know, as it reads, I'll just read it briefly in Revelations chapter 13, verse, I believe it's verse 16. Yep. And it reads, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And this is exactly what Esau Edom is bringing with certain things like this, because if you have an age verification requirement for making transactions, being able to purchase things, just like right now when you go into a store, there's certain things that you have to be of a certain age to verify, and the way that they verify your age is by you presenting your ID. Nowadays they have that barcode on the back of your ID, which you have to swipe to verify that it's a actual that it's an actual ID, that it's not fake or anything like that. So what this digital change is going to do is allow this to be more streamlined and easier to verify without any fear of your identity being stolen, somebody creating an ID with your information on it and obviously their picture. This is going to be something that's going to be verified through the chip that is put inside you. And when you go into the word mark, which we know the Greek there is charagma, you go into the root word of that is charax, and you go into the root word of charaxin is grapho, which is a collection of information, data, words written. And this is exactly where your identity comes into play, because your age, your name, your social security number, all that is the information that's going to be held in this RFID microchip. Okay, and that's one of the things that when you read this HR 8250, let me just see where it's at. This is under section 2, subsection 3. It says, develop a system to allow an app developer to access any information as is necessary collected by the operating system to carry out this section, and any regulation promulgated under this section to verify the date of birth of a user of an app of the app developer. Um, that wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but pretty much the operating system right now, it would be like a phone or a tablet or a computer. That would be your operating system. And so what this HR bill is pretty much trying to do is, instead of having each individual app require you to verify your age, verify that it's you, verify that, for children, because that's what they try to use the notion of, oh, well, this is meant to protect your children from coming across something that you don't want them to see. So instead of it being left to the individual apps to verify, it's going to be your operating system, such as your phone or a tablet, to automatically that be the system that verifies your age, so that when you download an app, that app communicates with the operating system, and it's able to, as I said here, access that information to verify. That way the app you have to verify through the app. It automatically just collects that information. So what they're going to eventually do, all right, and what this is going towards is going to be, the operating system is going to be you. It's going to be that chip. So whenever you go into a store, whenever you try to buy something, or whenever you try to download some form of content, these different mechanisms or these different systems are going to be able to communicate with your chip, okay? With the device that's going to be put inside of you, is going to be able to communicate with that to verify your information. So when you go into a store, the store's charge system is going to be able to communicate with your chip to get your bank information, to verify your age if it's something that requires a verification of age to purchase, so on and so forth. So these are, again, we've been telling you, and this is, let's just get this in Habakkuk chapter 2. You see, these things are playing out, plain as day for everyone to see. Okay, and this is Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And this is what the prophets have been doing. All right, started from the apostles on down. We've been making these videos exposing these different things that these devils are doing, on the earth, and making it very plain to you via these videos, to show you, like, hey, look, this is what the scriptures here is saying. Okay, and look, this is how they're doing it today. This is exactly what they're doing. Okay, so it goes on to say, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And now we see these things taking place. All right, the visions, which were the prophecies written in the scriptures in the Bible, all right, they refer an appointed time, and in the end it shall speak. And we're in the times where the end time prophecies are speaking loud and clear, and they're not lying. And they're not lying. It's not the way that these visions aren't lying is because when these things are actually taking place, these digital advances that are leading towards control and accessibility, there is happening. Whether you want to say that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip or not, these different policy changes are taking place, and these devices are being created so that you, as a person, can be verified. You can be tied to the system itself. And the best way that they're going to be able to tie you in with the system is if you become a part of the system as well. And this is what the Internet of Bodies is all about. All right, let me just pull this up. Let's just ask the chat. All right, so I asked, explain what the Internet of Bodies is, like I'm a 5-year-old. All right, so it says, imagine your body is like a superhero suit. Now imagine tiny, tiny helpers living in or on that suit. These helpers can feel things like your heartbeat or how warm you are and tell computers about it. The idea is called the Internet of Bodies. Here's a super simple way to think about it. You know how a smartwatch counts your steps or how a doctor can check your heartbeat with a machine? Now imagine those things are inside your body. You're always connected to the internet, so they can tell a doctor if you're sick, help keep you healthy, or even help you move if you're hurt. It's kind of like your body can talk to computers and say, hey, I need help. But just like you wouldn't want strangers listening to your secrets, grown-ups have to be very careful to keep that information safe and private. Let me ask you one more question. How does this better yet, actually, what relationship does IOB have to do with information and finances? So I'm asking it, what relationship what relationship does IOB have with information Okay, what relationship does IOB, the Internet of Bodies, have with verification, information, and finances? The connection is real, but it's not as all-powerful or widespread as it might sound at first. The Internet of Bodies is about devices connected to your body, like wearables or implants, collecting data. That data can sometimes be used for identity verification and financial decisions, but usually in limited, controlled ways. So right now, it's just very limited. But it's being made more it is being made more accessible to different systems. Okay, it says 1, verification, proving who you are. Internet of Body ties into verification through biometrics, things your body naturally does: heartbeat patterns, fingerprints, face recognition, even how you walk. For example, your smartwatch or phone might unlock using your face or fingerprint. Some systems can recognize your unique heartbeat pattern as an ID. This connects to what's called biometric authentication, using your body instead of passwords. The idea, you are the password, you see? So these different things like this HR 8250 bill, it's all going to lead to this MOTB, okay, to the Internet of Bodies, because that's going to be the most easiest form of verification for every and any system that you're going to be a part of to access. Okay, it's going to be through the Internet of Bodies. It says the finances, money, credit, insurance. This is where things get more sensitive. Internet of Body data can influence financial systems like insurance. Companies may look at health data, exercise habits, heart rate, sleep patterns. This could affect premiums, how much you pay, rewards for healthy behavior, which is, again, this is all also tied in with the social credit system. It says payment. Some experimental systems use your body to pay: fingerprint payments, face recognition, checkout, even implanted chips. Rare, not mainstream, but it's soon going to be made mainstream, because that's what the MOTB is. Okay, it says credit and risk. In theory, and in some early stage systems, behavioral or health data could be used to assess risk, but this is controversial and heavily regulated in many places. The big concern is privacy and control. Okay, yada yada yada. We know that aspect of the MOTB, which is why the scriptures say, when they shall say peace and safety, then come and sudden destruction. Because one of the ways that they're gonna get people to go along with this MOTB is that we have figured out the whole safety aspect of the Internet of Bodies, where people's fears of their information being hacked or their devices being hacked into, and then people being able to steal their information, their data, so on and so forth, which has been something that's been pushed out to the public as a fear for people, is that, oh, these things are hackable. Okay, and they've had certain breaches that they've allowed to happen to instill that fear into people, to put a form of distrust into certain technologies. But soon they're going to present a form of safety, for these systems to be integrated into everyone's lives. And they're going to do this, through the whole immigration crisis, through a time of war. These are going to be ways that these devils are going to use to gather people into this system. Okay, it says your body data is extremely personal. If misused, it could affect your money, your access to services, your identity, security. That's why laws and systems try to limit how this data is used. Bottom line, Internet of Bodies collects body data. That data can help verify who you are. It can also influence financial systems, mostly insurance, sometimes payments, but it's tightly debated because of privacy risks. Okay, so this is what these different bills are heading towards, man. All right, they disguise the true intent under the notion of safety. Like this whole HR 8250 is for the safety of your children. So people are going to be on board with this. Oh, well, now I don't have to worry about every time my child wants to download an app, I got to verify my age, or I got to hope that when they try to access something, it asks my child for them to identify or to verify their age. Now I can just verify it once with the whole operating system of the device they're using, and it just communicate with the different apps that they download and use, so that it automatically does it for me, and I don't have to do this over and over and over. So again, that convenience and that safety is, as we've been saying for years and years, is going to be something that these devils are going to hit on to get people to be on board with this. Okay, this is nothing new under the sun, man. We've been telling y'all this is what they're going to do. Okay, we've been telling y'all that this was going to do, and as it said in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, it said, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So we've been telling you about this, and it's been tarrying, and you thought, a lot of y'all thought that we was full of shit, that we didn't know what the hell we were talking about, that this isn't going to happen, not in our lifetime, and now it's actually coming to pass. Now these different laws and these different policies are being implemented. They're being made into law. And the technology is obviously there. Okay, and the problem is there as well. Okay, so this isn't something that's beyond the scope of happening within our lifetime. This is something that's going to happen within the next year or two. Okay, if we even make it that far, because all it could take is a catastrophic event to take place to speed these things up from to happen. Okay, so the MOTB is nigh at the door, man. It's nigh at the door. There's no more denying it, man. All right, for those of you that don't believe that the MOTB or the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, then you're a damn fool, man. Because that's exactly what it is. The RFID microchip is going to be what's used for you to purchase. It identifies who you are. It identifies who's making the purchase. Are you do you meet the certain requirements to be able to purchase this? And along with your social credit score is going to be, are you allowed to buy this? Are you allowed to enter here? You see? So all these things that have been a problem or have been made to be a problem in society, it's all going to be solved with this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. That's how they're going to get everyone to be on board with it, because these problems are out there. Okay, this is something that affects everyone's lives, is identity. Okay, access to information. All these things are ways that people have been made to fear. Well, oh man, someone can hack my information. How is my information being used by these certain apps? Now you have certain things when you download apps and you go into them, it'll ask you, do you want to allow this app to track your data? And you can opt in or out, but either way, it's still getting tracked. Whether you say, yeah, they're just giving you the illusion of control, but at the end of the day, you have no control. And soon you're going to be given the illusion of having a choice, but there is no choice. Either you're going to have to get this MOTB, the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, or you're just going to be left to die, because you're going to be ostracized. You're not going to be able to access the things of society. Okay, and this is why it's called the Internet of Bodies, because everything's going to be tied to the internet. And if you don't have access to that via this RFID chip, then you can't partake in society. Okay, because if we can't verify who you are, then you're done. Okay, but those that don't have the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, they're gonna take a part in this, and that's why they're also going to partake in the lake of fire. Okay, but yeah, it's, I came across this and just wanted to bring it out because I came across this article here. It's called on biometricupdate.com. It's called the U.S. bill would mandate operating system level age verification, and it just kind of goes in a little bit on this HR bill. But yeah, man, we're nigh at the door for this thing to take place, for this MOTB to come out. And we know that once that happens, hey, that's it. That's a wrap. The end is going to come very soon right after, meaning the destruction of America and the deliverance of the elect. Okay. So, hey, with that, I'm going to give all the praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chahakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this